Welcome back, baseball fans, to the summer 69-72 carryover league. We are in the National League West tonight with a series between the Astros and the Padres to determine who's in third and who's in fourth. Let's see what has to happen in this series. We are in the eliminations, the 7-game eliminations. We've done the 7-game division title matchups. They, of course, don't clinch until we're through with the tournament. And then they're clinched as the playoffs begin. But down here in the West, you see that Houston and San Diego, prior to the series, Houston is +3 in the tiebreaker department, and the Padres are 5.5 games behind them to make it worse. So with 7 games to play, the Padres would need to win not just 6 of 7, they would have to win 7 out of 8. 6 out of 7 gets them just within a half game, then you need a tiebreaker. They'd be a half game ahead of the Padres. They would also be +3 in the tiebreaker against, the Padres would be plus a half game on the Astros and then +3 in the tiebreaker. So they need to win 7 of 8. So what happened in Game 1? Well, Game 1, we're opening up in the land of Yacht Rock, San Diego. 3rd inning, bases loaded. Toy Cannon, 4-run bomb. And you're thinking, oh, the Astros are going to ride this thing out. But no, the scrappy Padres come back in the 7th and 8th innings, and they take a 6-4 win with their all-star, Dave Roberts. The Yacht Rock is working, and the Astros are on a 5-game losing streak based on what happened before the all-star break against the Giants. But in Game 2, the Yacht Rock mystique ended. Astros win 5-2. Another close game. It's 2-2 into the 8th when our guy, the Toy Cannon, this guy gets hot. Forget it. 3-run bomb, 5-2. Astros get a split in San Diego of the 2 games. They just need to win another baseball game, and the Padres season will end. What does that mean to the standings? Well, it's interesting. Not gaining much ground are the Stros. They're still where they were where they started this, at 3 games over 500. The Giants are also 3 games over 500. So if the Astros win Game 3, they would get into 2nd place. If they lose this game, they cannot get into 2nd place. And that matters when it comes into the next round of the tournament, as the 2nd place team in the West would play the 3rd place team in the North, and vice versa. The 3rd place team plays the 2nd place team. So it looks like the Pirates, Cardinals, Giants, and Astros are going to be playing in the 2nd round of the tournament with 2 playoff spots up for grabs. The other divisions, it seems like probably just the Mets and just the Las Vegas team, which overpowered Portland, are probably going to be the only teams that advance, as Portland's at 500, Arizona, Colorado are toast, and the Phillies are 2 under, Marlins and Braves are a game and 5 under. So it's interesting. A lot on the line here in a potential elimination game. We're in the Astrodome now in a Game 3. Today's pitchers for the Padres, Jim Bunning. He's had a rough year. And for the Astros, Joe Niekro. Let's get started. Ed Spezio leads off for the Pods. 310 is hit by the pitch. Steve Hunts. 610 off Niekro. Bouncer to short. Menke's a 3E40. He's a 3. And he gets a double play off his 3. Cito Gaston pops up first. All right, not the Toy Cannon. Joe Morgan. 1-2, grounds a second. Man, what a fun team this is. Why did this team not stay together? Joe Morgan, Cesar Cedeno, Jose Cruz, Toy Cannon, Jim Wynn. Houston, why'd you mess it up, man? Why'd you trade Joe Morgan to the Reds? Well, we know why. Because the Reds needed to become the big red machine and so forth. Cesar Cedeno, 111. Rounds the short. Marty Martinez, 2-6, base hit. Jose Cruz, 46 is a K. Top of 2, LaRon Lee, 63, first X. Tommy McCraw is a 2 at first base. Makes the play. Ollie Brown, 310, short. Clay Dalrymple, 58, flies to the right. Bottom of 2, the Toy Cannon, 410, short X. Hunts is terrible. It's a 40-34 error. He is an A stealer. He's going to take off, and he's going to be thrown out stealing by Chris Canizero. 1 out. Johnny Edwards, 1-6, base hit. Norm Miller, 2-9, 6-4, 3 double play. We'll go to the third. Nate Colbert, 1-7. Take a look at Nate Colbert's card. How the heck did the Padres not do more with this team? Nate Colbert, 38 homers with this card. Some other numbers we have. Gaston had 29 homers. LaRon Lee, 12. Ollie Brown at 23. I mean, teams like the Dodgers and the Astros, they would have loved sluggers like that. Mets, you know, I mean, that's a lot of home runs for a lousy team. Nate Colbert, 1-7, homer, 1-5 is a double. Chris Canizero, 4-9, short X. Menke makes the play. Runner will go to third. 1 out. They'll bring it up for Jim Stewart here. 6-6 doesn't matter. It's a base hit, and they get the run. Ed Spezia. La Spezia, 46, base hit in the left. Jim Stewart, 14 runner, will not run against the Toy Cannon's arm. First and second, 1 out. Steve Hunts, 67, lines a second. And with 2 outs, Cito Gaston has got center. Bottom of 3, 1-0 game. Dennis Menke, 66, K. Tommy McCraw, 2-5, first. And Joe Morgan, 39 is a walk, one of his 102 walks. He had 102. Jim Wynn had 148. Man, one ended up on the Reds, one ended up on the Dodgers. Oh my goodness. What might have been. Anyway, Joe Morgan's going to steal. And he's out on a 20. Chris Canizero has got it lasered in today. 1-0 in the fourth. LaRon Lee, 46, base hit. Ollie Brown, 58, right. Clay Dalrymple, 2-5, homer 1, fly ball. And with 2 outs, Nate Colbert again, this time a bouncer to short. Bottom of 4, Cedeno, 1-4, left. Marty Martinez, 2-8, short. Jose Cruz, 1-8, is triple on a 4 single. That's a base hit. Toy Cannon with 2 outs, 49. Base hit to left field. Cruz, 15 runner with 2 outs. Will try and go to third off the LaRon Lee arm, even though it's 2 outs. And he makes it. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Johnny Edwards. 44, John Edwards is a walk. Bunning has loaded the bases in the bottom of the fourth for Norm Miller. 68, Norm Miller, oh no, off the bunting card again. Self-inflicted wounds for the Padres starter, Jim Bunning. 1-1, single ... That's a 2-out, 2-run single off the bunting card. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Dennis Menke. 2/8 a K. The Stros are 15 outs away from eliminating the Padres and getting into second place in the National League West. Chris Canizero, 2-7, bounce the third. Jim Stewart, 46, base hit. Ed Spezia, 1-8, center. 2 outs. Steve Hunts, 1-9's a walk. 2 on, 2 outs. Cito Gaston, 38 is a K. 2-1 Astros in the middle of the 5th inning. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Yeah, we got it again, folks. Got the craft ginger beer going tonight. You know, Padres and the Yacht Rock and everything gets me all rocked up here. 100% more ginger than the original. Smooth, medium spice, all natural. And the little spice gauge is in the red for medium. That bottle's empty, not naturally. All right, Jim Bunning in the bottom of the 5th. Down 2-1. Has to keep his pads in the game. Because, you got to play 2 more games here before you can hear your yacht rock again. Tommy McGraw, 58. Lines at 3rd. Joe Morgan, 49. Single 1 of 10. Base hit. He's going to try and steal. And they've been 0 for 2 today. Oh my goodness. 17, 16, 15, 4. Thrown out stealing for the 3rd time. Chris Cannizzaro and the fire hose he has attached to his right shoulder. My goodness. And we still have a competitive game here. 2-1 with 2 outs in the 5th. If you get thrown out stealing in a game, that's it. It's like the bartender's calling you a cab. No more stolen base attempts for the Stros. Doesn't matter. You have to be held on base as the only stipulation. Just hold the runners on. They're not allowed to steal when you get thrown out 3 times. Another one of my made-up rules I use. Cesar Cedeno, 67 is a K. All right, 2-1 in the 6th. Turned out to be a nice little game here. LaRon Lee, 1-9. Base hit. We're rooting for the Padres, aren't we, folks? I think we are. Ollie Brown, 39. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Man, it's a fun-looking... This Padre lineup is really a cool lineup, but, I'm surprised they haven't won more. Clay Dalrymple, 33, pops a 2nd. Bottom of the 6th, Marty Martinez. 1-9's a base hit. Jose Caruz, 2-4, 1-6-3 double play. With 2 outs, the toy cannon. 3-10 is a K. We go to the 7th of a 2-1 game. Thriller here in the Dome. Jim Bunning, Joe Niekro. We have Nate Colbert leading off in the 7th. 37 is a K. Here's our star, Chris Cannizzaro. 1-8! Take a look at the Chris Cannizzaro arm, as you can see that laser arm, -1. Just that laser beam arm he's got. 1-8 is homer 1-8 double. That is a double for the possible game MVP. The medium spicy ginger player of the game, potentially. Runner at 2nd. Niekro's a starter 7. The Astros have a decent bullpen, but they blew a couple games against the Giants, so we'll let Niekro go here a little bit. He's only given up a run. Jim Stewart, 68, pops 3rd. And with 2 outs, Ed Spezio. 6-11, left X. The toy cannon's a 3 in left field, and he makes the catch. 2-1 Stros. Stretch time in the Astrodome. We are listening to the 13th Floor Elevators, Easter Everywhere LP. That year is wrong. I think it's a 68, I want to say. The mono versions of their songs. And the stereo versions are on a separate disc, in case you're wondering. So this is the mono version of this song. Just adjust your speakers accordingly wherever you're watching the Shrimp Trawler channel. Bottom of the 7th. Heck of a game. Jim Bunning. He's had a rough year, as I mentioned, but he's pitching very well today. His catcher's helped him out a lot. He's called a good game and thrown a lot of guys out. Bottom of the 7th. He's going to stick around. It's just 2-1. Johnny Edwards leads off for Houston. 2-10. Let's take a look at John Edwards, the Houston catcher. 1972, he hit .268 with 5 homers and 380 plate appearances. Homer 1-7 double. He misses the homer, gets the double. Norm Miller, 3-6. Norm Miller walks. 2 on. Boy, we're really searching it out for Bunning, aren't we? But he's going to stay in there. Mankey. I think about Bunning, but Tom McCraw behind him is not very good, and Mankey has a nice on-base percentage, so he will hit away here with 1st and 2nd, nobody out. 56 is a fly ball to left. Tom McCraw in there for his defense and speed. 47 is a strikeout because you didn't break Bunning. And with 2 outs, it's Joe Morgan. 57. This will get some runs in. Double 1 to 9, single dot dot, off the Bunning card. All the damage has been off Bunning's card, not on the Astro hitting cards. This is double 1 to 9, single dot dot, and we've got a 3-1 game. And here comes that visit to the mound to let Jim Bunning know that that's a 69 card. He was 13-10 with a 3.69 ERA, and his career could be coming to an end. We'll find that out soon enough if the Padres lose this game. Coming in now, Frank Rehberger comes trotting out of the Padre bullpen. With runners in the corners and 2 outs, Joe Morgan would like to steal, but I don't allow it to happen when, again, you get thrown out 3 times. No mas. Cesar Cedeno with runners in the corners and 2 outs against Frank Rehberger. The pitch to Cesar, 1-8, double 1 to 3, single dot dot, and the Astros got it 4-1 here. Bullpen's getting warming for the final 6 outs. Marty Martinez, runners in the corners, 2 outs. 2-2's a ground ball to third base. Marty Martinez will leave the game. Defensively, Doug Rader comes in to play third. That's all the defense Houston has. They have a 3-run lead. They have 6 outs to get to recover second place. Remember, this Astro team was in first place looking at a bye going into the playoffs, but they got swept 4 straight by the Giants, which knocked them down to third. They're trying to recover here against the Padres to leap back into second. So, in the 8th inning, Ron Cook comes trotting out of the Halston bullpen. He will face Hunts, Gaston, and Lee. They want to pinch it for Hunts here? Not really. We'll let Steve Hunts bat. He's not too terrible. 38 is a walk. Worked out rather well. Clarence Gaston. 39, single 1 to 6. Lines out on a 17. Laurent Lee. Let's take a look at Laurent's card. He hits lefties and righties both well. This is the lefty that Cook was brought in to face. Pitch to Laurent Lee. 1-8 is going to be a base hit in a right field, and Hunts will hold at second. Now you got Ollie Brown and Dalrymple, and they're trying to get Dalrymple out of the game as well. So Cook will pitch to Ollie Brown. This sounds like a mistake here, but he's going to pitch to him anyway. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Ollie Brown, the pitch. 65 off the Cook card. Triple 1 to 5, single dot dot. We have a single dot dot. And the Pods, they got it rolling 4-2. Tie run at first base. Batting for Clay Dalrymple will be Al Ferrara. And that'll be it. So Cook comes in and gets rocked. And the Padres will bring the lead run to the plate. The Astros will go to Jim Ray. We saw this guy on YouTube in the Giant Astro series. He blew the save in Game 4. And now he's asked to come in and correct for his previous mistakes and get the save. He needs 5 outs. He's got runners on the corners. Jim Ray against Al Ferrara in the 8th. Let's take a look at Al Ferrara's card here. Hits lefties and righties both well. He hit 260. 14 homers in 400 plate appearances in 69. The pitch to Al Ferrara. 211 just misses the column. Ground ball to short B. And that will score a run because Laurent Lee went to third on the single. So you have a runner at first in a 4-3 game with 2 outs. And it's Nate Colbert, who we saw earlier. The pitch to Nate Colbert. 4-10 off of Jim Ray's a pop to first base. But the Padres have made it interesting. A 4-3 game. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Rehberger is going to stick around to face Jose Cruz. 35. Sky's the center field. The toy cannon. 2-7. Double 108 single. He cannot steal. Johnny Edwards means you can't hit and run either. Since The reason you can't hit and run either, based on this rule, is because there's an option for stealing in the hit and run. So you have to avoid that as well. As long as you hold them on, they can't hit and run or steal. Johnny Edwards, 1-7, single 1-2, lines out. And with 2 outs, here's Norm Miller with the weather. 57 is a K. Rehberger gets it done. We'll go to the 9th. The Padres are down to the last 3 outs of the season. They're only down a run. It's Cannizzaro, Stewart, and Ed Spezio in the 9th against the righty Jim Ray. Cannizzaro, big game with the arm and a double. What can he do in the 9th leading off? Chris Cannizzaro, 1-8! Same thing as before. Homer, 1-8. Double, and he missed it again. Oh my goodness, 2 doubles. Could have been 2 homers. All right, Padre mission is to score this guy. I don't bunt to tie on the road, so we're just going to have to hit this run in. Jim Stewart will bat. 2-11, pops to second. Ed Spezio. Let's take a look at this guy's card. I tell you, these Padres can really hit, man. This guy is 285, 12 homers, 316 at-bats, 1970. So what really happened historically is the 69 Padres had some pretty good pitching, but their offense was terrible. Chris Cannizzaro went to the All-Star game as the lone representative. He hit 220 that year. Then, a year later, they can't pitch, but they can rake. And everybody's hitting in 1970 for the Padres. Spezio, Cito Gast, and Ollie Brown. Cannizzaro. Cannizzaro, this card you've seen, this is his 1970 card. He hits 279 with it. But he doesn't go to the All-Star game because they had another lone representative. I don't know who it would have been. Probably Gaston, I'm guessing, or Ollie Brown, one of those guys. So here we are. Ed Spezio in the 9th with a tie run at second base. The pitch to Ed. 3-6 is ball 4. 2 on, 1 out in the 9th. And you have Steve Huntz. Let's take a look at this guy. A little sketchy here. Has a lot of walks. Got power. The bench is kind of weak, actually. Dave Campbell and Rich Morales. So first and second with 1 out. The pitch to Steve Huntz. 2-4. Flies to right. And with 2 outs, it'll be, 1970 Cito Gaston. Let's take a look at his card. He led the team in hitting because he's got the 1-5-10 card. He had 29 homers. I'm guessing he had to have gone to the All-Star game. You can look that up and let me know in the comment section. But here it is. The best player on the Padres, trying to save their season. In the 9th inning against the Houston closer Jim Ray, the San Francisco Giants are watching this at-bat to determine if they're going to be in 2nd or 3rd place at the end of this round of the tournament. The pitch to Cito Gaston. 46 off of Jim Ray is a double 1 single on the Pods. Do they come back to tie to the 9th? Another blown save by Jim Ray and Ron Cook. We got a tie game 4-4 with runners on the corners. And we got LaRon Lee, his 72 card. He hits 300 with this card with 12 homers. LaRon Lee, runners on the corners. 2 outs in the 9th of a 4-4 tie. The pitch to LaRon. 1-9, LaRon Lee comes through with a base hit in left field. The Padres take the lead in the 9th. And there's a loud groan in the domes. The Astros are kicking the can down the road again. Gaston, where's it hit to? It was to left. Let me see if LaRon Lee, let's see if Gaston goes to 3rd on the throw. 15, 16, 17, 1-16. Yes, he goes to 3rd. Runners on the corners. Ollie Brown with 2 outs in a 5-4 game. The pitch to Ollie. 39 is a bouncer to short. And that'll end the inning. But not before the Padres get the 2 runs they needed. Off a confused closer, Jim Ray. This opens up. If the Astros really collapse much further. This opens up a potential playoff spot, dare I say it, for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have had a disastrous year, or the St. Louis Cardinals, of possibly clearing a playoff spot for one of those National League North teams, if the Padres can hang on here and get 3 more outs. Bottom of the 9th, Padres, they do have a little bit of defense to bring in to help protect the lead at second base and at shortstop. So they will replace their second baseman. They'll replace Hunts with a new shortstop, Morales. They'll actually move their second baseman, Jim Stewart, into left field. And the left fielder around the league goes to DH. And Dave Campbell, well, they got defense everywhere now. They got a left fielder, a second baseman, and a shortstop. All they need is a closer. And they will go to Watson and Jose Martinez on the bench. Now they're going to go to their closer, Bob Miller, in the 9th. Take a look at Bob Miller. Now, he was a 1971 Pittsburgh Pirate. It seems like Pirates players and Pirate players popping up elsewhere. You know, this guy would have gotten a World Series ring, obviously, for the 71 Pirates, with a 8-5 record and a 1.64 ERA. But the Pirates couldn't keep everybody, obviously. So here we go, bottom of the 9th from the Astrodome. Dennis Menke leads it off. 1-8 is a K. Tom McCraw. And I think we're going to have a pinch hitter because he's just lousy. We're going to see Bob Watson, a very young Bob Watson, pinch hit here. Take a look at his card. He can even catch this part of his career. First base, catcher, and outfielder. None particularly well. But Bob Watson in a pinch hit, trying to knock one over the wall here with 1 out in the 9th inning. The pitch to Bob Watson. 2-8, double 1 to 10. It's a base hit for Bob Watson. And now it's Joe Morgan with a runner at first and 1 out. The pitch to Joe Morgan, who is 2 for 3 plus a walk. 1-9, Joe Morgan delivers double 1 to 13, base hit, ... Runners are on the corners. Can't run Morgan in the scoring position. He's stuck at first. But you got runners at first and third with 1 out. They're going to bring the infield up for Cesar Cedeno. The pitch to Cesar. Let's take a look at Cesar's card. His brilliant 1972 card. 320, 22 home runs. Gotta love this guy. We have runners on the corners. 1 out. The infield's up in a 5-4 game. The pitch to Cedeno. 55 off Bob Miller's short X, the new shortstop. Rich Morales brought in for defense. He is a 3E20 at short. E20, and the result right here is a GBA with the infield up. Will hold the runner at third. The runner at first goes to second. So Morgan gets in a scoring position, but there's 2 outs. And it's Doug Rader against the righty. Let's take a look at Doug. He was brought in the 7th inning as a defensive replacement. He gets lefties better than righties, so it's a big moment here. Runners are at second and third with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch to Doug Rader. 57, Bob Miller strikes him out, and the Astros choke another one away. Wow. The Padres have come back twice in 3 games. They were down 4-0 in Game 1, and they were down 4-1 in Game 3. And they are messing with the Astros season. So, with the Astros losing 2 games, they cannot improve their record prior to this series. The best they can go is 2-2. And if they keep losing, they'll be 2-3, 2-4, 2-5, dare I say 2-6, 2-7. So, wow. Back-to-back collapses for the Astros. Jim Ray takes another loss. Having a rough time of it. It was Al Ferrara. It's a pinch hitter. Came in the 8th. He got those guys out. But in the 9th inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. Ron Cook, 2 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. Poor Joe Niekro ended up with a no decision. He only had given up 1 run to that point. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Bob Miller gets the save. Frank Rieberger gets the win. Bob Miller gives up 2 hits and 2 Ks in the save. Rieberger inning and a third. 2 hits and a K. And Jim Bunning got a no decision out of all that. 9 hits, charged with all 4 of those runs. 1019, 0109, 512, 413, 4203. Wait a minute, we have to put Jim Bunning's walks and strikeouts in there. Walk 3, strikeout 6, there we go. 1019, 0109, 512, 413, 4239, 3942, there it is. Game 3 is in the books. Take a look at both these teams. I have more baseball to play here. At the end of the video, I will announce who wins this series and how many games. But that's it tonight from the Astrodome. So the Astros fall to 16-14 now. That's good news for the rest of the National League. They're hitting .276 with a .389 ERA. Jim Ray, he's got 5 saves, he's got 4 losses. 13 1/3 innings, he's given up 8 earned runs. That's not going to cut it. The top 2 pitchers, Larry Dierker and LeMaster, are 12-2. After that, though, it's a mess. They only have 1 more win out of a starter, and the bullpen has 8 losses out of the bullpen. That's not good for the Astros. Padres, meanwhile, get to celebrate another day. They're 12-19. They're hitting .244 with a .401 ERA. Now, if this batting average had done better this year, like I expected it to, they would have had a better record. Their pitching has been hanging in there with a .401 ERA. As a league, we've played 502 games. We're hitting .260 with a .387 ERA. And when we go back and look at the standings in the West, you will see that the Astros are a half a game behind the Giants, and they cannot pass the Giants. The Giants will have a better head-to-head. So the Giants, because they swept the Astros, there's no mathematical way for the Astros to get back into second place. They screwed it up. Astros screwed it up. They were 15-8. 15-8 at one point. They were way up here with the Dodgers and Giants in second and third. Then they got swept 4 straight by the Giants. Have lost 2 out of 3 so far to the Padres. And the Padres are just 4.5 games behind the Stros with potentially 4 more games left in the series, plus tiebreaker if they win all of those. That's it tonight from the National League West. Hope you're enjoying the elimination portion of the Carryover League. We'll get you a result for this series before the video ends. Thanks for checking it out. We'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, the series is over and the Padres made this thing interesting. We're looking at a Game 4, which is a total mess. Jim Merritt versus Dick Kelly. Number 4 starters, both lefties. It's 2-1 early, and the Astros get this notion that they should pull Jim Merritt because his Strat-O-Matic card's pretty lousy, and their bullpen's pretty good, though we know their bullpen's been pitching like garbage. Duly noted, Womack gets blasted in the 6th and 7th innings, and suddenly the Padres are up 6-2. But in the bottom of the 6th inning, another forgettable mistake. The Padres pull Dick Kelly for Tom Dukes, and it's 8-5. In the 9th inning, the Padres tie it at 8. They win it 9-8 in 13 innings, and all these colors indicate what each pitcher did. Jim Ray blew another save. That's 3 in the last 2 series. The winning pitcher is Bob Miller, 3 innings of relief. Frank Rieberger, only 1 inning. Both bullpens are now gassed. Miller pitched 3 innings, Gibbon 2, Tom Dukes 2, Jim Ray 3, Dooley Womack 2, Ken Force 2. So we go to Game 5. Can the Padres win every game in the Astrodome? Let's take a look at Game 5 here. The aces are at it again. Denny LeMaster and Dave Roberts. Denny LeMaster's mission is throw a complete game. Can't do it. Has a 4-2 lead in the 7th. And the Padres break them, take a 5-4 lead. Astros bring in Ken Force. He gets lit up. It's 9-6 in the bottom of the 9th, and the Padres have a chance to win every game in the Astrodome. They bring in Frank Rehberger. He's the only reliever, really, who's eligible, who hasn't pitched multiple innings in back-to-back games. Bottom of the 9th, a 2-base error, a single, and a 3-run homer by All-Star Cesar Cedeno ties the thing up at 9. In the 12th inning, Joe Morgan, a walk-off single, and the Astros finally beat the Padres 10-9. The craziest series. Padres gave it everything they had, and the Astros win the series by losing the series 2-3. Thanks for checking it all out.